everyone, and welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show.
So funny, I was like super empowered. I don't think I could sleep.
Still follows the same rules, has the same characters and all that stuff,
Yes.
but it just tweaks it a little bit.
You're reading fantasy, and it's so grounded. It's so completely grounded in reality.
Rule clarification, if we both get it wrong, do we get bonus points?
Soldier Simmons, it is my pleasure to now pin you, raising you from the rank of soldier to dedicated.
That didn't happen in the books, but it was awesome.
I nailed it.
I nailed that.
I nailed it. Let me bring you comfort about Egwene. I know you haven't seen her in a month, but let me tell you this story about how badass she is right now.
That fight scene, my boy went through 5 daggers.
Everybody's flower is different. I think we learned that in the books. This is I think for me, top 5 moments ever on screen.
When I read it, I felt empowered. I felt called to action.
One of the best quotes in the whole series is when Gaul says, "Do you like to dance, Baron Abara?"
The knights who say chill.
AKA the band of really, really nice good guys.
Let a couple more drip on it.
Review your chain everywhere.
I am.
Do you have a chaser should you need it?
Can I have a little bit of mine too?
Oh, no.
Yo, this is good.
Is
Young people do like this now or something instead of this.
Oh, it's like this.
It's the heart emoji.
Don't jiggle.
It folds. I like the way you wiggle.
You
Oh,
wiggle.
show. We're going to review the entirety of season 1 of the Wheel of Time. The whole thing. Finale of Rings of Power. Welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show! Tavern is gone. Well, hello, and welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show. Let me bring Tavern back really quick while we get started. There he is. Welcome, Tavern. Welcome back. This is a good sign, I think, for the beginning of the stream. You are here, if you're in the chat, watching the Wheel and Chill Show. Oftentimes, we talk about the Wheel of Time, but sometimes, especially during the Wheel of Time off-season, we do other things. And for this stream, we're going to be talking about the OA, which I have not seen, or had not seen. Now I've seen the first 4 episodes of season 1. We've got Tavern over here as our resident OA expert, according to Winespring. And then we have Winespring, who maybe is more of an OA expert, but denies it. I don't know. We'll see. And so I'm expecting a full grilling and, interrogation about, I don't know, the OA, and we'll see how well I paid attention, I guess, basically. Right. I will say at the very beginning of the stream that I have been having internet issues, so I very much apologize if things get dicey. I'm hoping they won't, but just in case they do, that's my disclaimer. And thank you for being here, everyone who's here. So before we get started, most of our streams, we do a little introduction of ourselves, and I think now's the perfect time for that, since it's the beginning of the stream. So, Winespring, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey, that's me. And this is my hashtag on X, hashtag What Eats, because I make recipes based on the epicness of the Wheel of Time books and TV show. So check that out. Check me out on X at Winespring Cafe. Come say hey, eat some food, post some photos, and tell me how much you love them, because we all know you will.
That is true.
So true. You should eat her food. It's just a fact.
Eat my food.
Tavern, go ahead.
Hi.
I was like, great, my internet's already broken.
This is going to be great. This is going to be very fun.
Hi, I'm Ta'veren Tavern. I eat from hashtag What Eats. I also consume Kritter XD's content with my peepers and my thingies.
Listeners.
Anyways.
Look at Zaddy go.
Yeah.
I hate you so much right now. Anyways. I also make TikTok, I have merch on Redbubble, Ta'veren Tavern, and on Zazzle. Yeah, they have Will and Chill merch on Zazzle. There's a lot. Mine's back there somewhere. Anywho's, and that's it.
That's it.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
That's the show.
Thank you, Tavern. I am Kritter XD. I do a lot of Wheel of Time and other fantasy content here and on TikTok primarily, and on Instagram. I am Egwene Alvear on X, and I have a super fun Discord where we talk about all things fantasy and new shows and sci-fi and D&D and whatever. So if you want a fun Discord to join, that all of our stuff is in the description of this video on YouTube. I'm also going to be a guest at JordanCon, which is super fun. I don't know what panels I'm going to be on yet, but I will be cosplaying, which I need to really get a move on with because it's coming up sooner than I could have ever thought. So that's really exciting. And and yeah, I'm just happy to be here talking about the OA because, you know, like, I had never seen it, and apparently Mr. Kritter had seen it on some like random weekend that I was gone or something. And so the betrayal was mighty. But I finally caught up. Yes, and I did finally call it X. I still say Twitter sometimes, but I just have given in this of the nonsense.
I just love it, you guys. Look at us not being Twitter cloaks.
Oh God. It's just
Winespring has worn us down.
It'll be Twitter forever in my heart, but whatever.
That.
It is what it's like HBO being called Max now. It's dumb, but it is what it is.
What the hell is that?
Yeah. Okay. So
shitteries.
All right, guys. Away.
Okay, first question. You said we can grill you.
Yeah, bring it on.
All right.
What are the names of the 5 people?
Winespring.
The OA.
That's the
I am okay. So we've got.
That's so mean.
Phyllis from The Office.
No, but very close. 5 for sure.
We've got Phyllis from The Office. We've got the piece of shit kid. We've got the overachieving.
So we got Betty and Steve.
Jock.
Okay, that's French. Okay.
Okay. And then we have the small trans boy. Buck. And then we have hold on. Is that did I name them all?
Baba got a girl. And I wish you ran away.
One more. Sister smoked some weed while watching Stranger Things.
Yep. Oh, I wish that I had.
I have completely.
Always shows up with Buck.
Yep.
Oh, was filming Steve
His cinematographer.
Stands. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sure. I completely forgot she existed. Now I feel bad.
Right?
He?
Yeah, it's a he.
Oh, the guy. Oh, the guy with the longer hair, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, it's a girl. That's weird. I don't remember that at all. Okay, and in retort, I will ask because
it's Jesse, by the way, we're all worried.
Yes, Jesse.
Oh, Jesse. Okay, and it is Phyllis from The Office, right? That's the actress.
Yes, but her name is Betty.
Right.
Betty.
Yeah. Sorry, Nick in the chat is like, wait, Phyllis is in this, and yeah, she is. So I'm gonna ask.
And she's really good in this.
She's great.
Oh my god, phenomenal! I love her.
So good in this.
I think she's from St. Louis too, so I'm gonna go ahead and claim her as mine. As my.
That's precious.
I think she is. But so in response to your question, I have a question. Why? Okay. Well, I guess I will ask. Like, feel free to tell me it's a watch and find out situation. But do we ever find out why it had to be 5 people?
Yes, you will find that out.
And we'll find out.
No more questions.
No soup for you.
All right, fine. Fine. I will take another question.
Out. Actually, okay. All right, here's my question.
Okay, go.
What did you think of the first 15 seconds of the show?
If I'm remembering what the first 15 seconds are, it's the found footage vertical camera of her jumping off a bridge. Yeah. I love found footage stuff. Like, I'm a big Cloverfield person. I like stuff like that. And so that I enjoyed. It was intriguing. And then after the fact, when she was denying that she was trying to unalive herself, I was like, well, what were you doing? Like, what do you mean about, about that? And the fact that she asked specifically whether she flatlined, I was like,
Yeah.
Why is that important? You know what I mean? Like there
Good
was
catch,
yeah,
Kritter,
from the very
yes.
beginning, I was like, why? I had a lot of whys straight out of the gate. So yeah.
Yeah, the first handful of minutes of the show really, really gets you, and you're like, you need to know what the hell's happening because it's so weird the way it starts. It just starts off with a bang, and you're like, holy shit, you know? Yeah, really good.
And by the end of the episode, we're in Russia. Who would have thought? You know, like who would have thought?
Oh,
not me.
Right? Shooketh.
Yeah, not me at all.
Yeah, it was that whole. I mean, I can't even remember in the chat when I was like, "Holy cow, I'm glad I rewatched this because I missed this thing." And you were like, "What, the bridge thing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I can't even talk about it yet," which is what's freaking kicking my ass.
Yeah, I'm not gonna rewatch. I'm gonna watch it all just like one episode at a time. But I understand there might be some additional fun Easter eggs that I've missed on the bridge because I haven't seen it all. Basically,
everything ties together. It's so cool that it's just amazing.
Yeah,
I love this show and all the little thingies. All right, Winespring, what do you got?
Okay, so I kind of want to hear who is your favorite character and why.
Ooh.
At this point, I know that maybe is hard to decide since we only have 4 episodes. There's a lot of development that happens, but
honestly, no,
I feel like they've given us a lot of development too.
I think it's Phyllis from The Office. Sorry, remind me of her name one more time.
Betty.
I think it's Betty because, like, let me just explain that the kid who punched another kid in the throat, I have no sympathy for. Like, I do not like him at all. I think he's a piece of garbage, and yeah, violence is never the answer. So basically, he not a fan, don't like him. A lot of the other people, I don't think we're 4 episodes in. I don't think we have enough of a backstory from them for me to really sympathize with them as much as I sympathize with Betty because we have gotten her. You know how a lot of shows will do like Orange is the New Black. We'll take another Netflix example. A lot of the inmates, they take one episode and they do flashbacks. Like this is what their life was like before they're in prison. And we got something akin to that with Betty, where we found out why she's struggling and like where her, issues are coming from and like why she's more open to this thing that's going on in the OA that I don't really fully understand yet. And so, yeah, I think she's the most sympathetic character at the moment. And I know that the main character, the OA, is and I remember her name's Prairie Nina in the OA, but she's
nicely done.
Thank you. She is just like, she's kind of obviously pretty out there, and I'm not as attuned to like the vibrations of the universe as I feel like Winespring is at the very least, and so I just I can't relate to her as much. A lot of the stuff she says, I'm just like, why? Like, explain it. Like, why do the doors have to be open? Why do they have to be strong and flexible? Why do there have to be 5 of them? Like, all of this stuff. She's just like, she's the one that's creating the most anxiety for me because I don't understand where she's going with everything. And whereas Betty, I'm like, you seem like a really cool person who's just trying to get by, I guess. So that's where, that's where I'm at.
I like that. Like, okay, so hearing you talk about Steve and Betty kind of, being opposites on liking and not liking.
Yeah.
The first scene I think about with them is when Steve is actually helping her pack up her brother's belongings.
Yeah.
He actually, decides to care.
Yeah.
And help, but then he's there and he's a bit unaware of the choices he's making. I think because he hasn't had any good role models, which he speaks to verbally about needing people on his team.
Yeah.
And, and he puts on the snowsuit and is just like rocking out in the snowsuit. And it's like, Betty handles it so well, but he's so detached from the moment. Doesn't realize this might be like incredibly difficult for Betty to see.
The brother was wearing the snowsuit in the picture that she was holding. So
the timing of it all.
The timing is just crazy. It was great.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that all changed for him when they tried to pull the fast one on Betty, right? And they sent Prairie in there to act as the stepmom or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And she really got in Betty's head.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
And from that moment, Betty started trying to help Steve.
Mm-hmm.
And then that trickled to Steve,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And into opening up. So it's causing her. She's almost like Ta'veren. Things are happening to these people that she's pulling into her wake. So it's kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Steve is not on a good trajectory. I'm just saying it's going to take a lot for me to forgive him for punching
That's
a very...
face.
What?
You froze.
You froze.
Oh, that's a good sign. Okay. Am I back?
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, you're back.
Oh,
You're
okay,
back.
great. So yeah, I
We're
think
grading your free space.
Yeah.
awesome. Anyways, I think I hate the fact that he just out of sheer jealousy punched a super promising singer's throat.
No.
Like, you could have killed him.
Dude is totally a
so-
dookie canoe. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they
Not
have set
okay.
us up to not like this kid at all.
Yeah.
They have totally set us up. What did you, or how did you feel? Because you mentioned that Betty, we've gotten to know more about her. They've given us little bits and snippets of other characters. Like Buck, we haven't really got a whole lot of. Jesse, we got a smidge. French, we got more.
Mm-hmm.
We got quite a bit of French.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna say, talking about Dookie Canoes, his mom sucks.
So does his dad. Yeah. So does his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Poor kid. Yeah, there's some definite reasons he acts out the way that he does. I think I find a little bit of sympathy for
it's
him.
crazy.
No, he's definitely sympathetic. I like him well enough. I just feel like all we have so far is like your home life sucks, basically. Yeah. And so,
you had a question about the doors, open doors. I believe that is explained later.
Okay.
But when I first saw it, and I'm just going back to the first time I saw it, my interpretation of leaving the doors open was very biblical. I'm not religious, but I have studied different religions. And if you go even back in the Bible, like when God was punishing the Egyptians, with Moses and all that, put signs on your door. There was always something to do with allowing entry or blocking entry.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what that has to do something with that.
Yeah, I could kind of piggyback on that. Like doorways are like transitions, Also, I was thinking, I actually don't, it's been a long time since I've watched, and I'm not watching ahead. I'm trying to keep it real fresh too.
Nice.
So I don't totally remember the explanation from the show.
Yeah.
But I know rewatching these 4 episodes, the doorway, like the door is being left open. I took it as willingness to, for one, like be obedient. Like she said to do it. Are you going to do it? Yeah. And so they chose to do it. Like it's like making a choice and just kind of showing the willingness to participate, basically, and kind of be a little weird.
That makes sense. I guess in my brain, I was like, she was so adamant, like as if it was a crucial ingredient to this spell that she's casting. It's
like
whatever.
Betty walked in, she was like, "I left my door open."
Yeah, like she was like, "You have to leave your door open" or whatever. It was just kind of like, okay.
And can you believe she saw it on YouTube? A clip that she had been OA had been uploading, watched it, and responded.
It's crazy that only those 5 showed up.
Well,
they said exactly where to go.
Yeah, could have been anybody.
So anybody else in that town could have. Yeah.
She uploaded it to like YouTube, right? Though
she did.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very familiar with the YouTube algorithm. It's unforgiving. It's not surprising that only 5 people would see it. Honestly,
That's awesome.
Like
something else I noticed with
she's never gonna get monetized at that rate.
No, I'm just saying, like for your like a channel that has 0 followers posting their very first video that's like an up close and personal, like
just
the eyeball.
Yeah, like it's not a recipe for virality, but whatever.
I'm not gonna lie.
It works in her
a
favor.
Giant eyeball on my YouTube page. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna click.
Well, and you got to say, like, you mentioned that she's like Ta'veren, and that way it kind of is, right? Because the people that needed to see it saw it. So, presumably, I guess, so far. Anyway, Winespring, you were saying something. And
I like, too, that they show Betty often in purple, which is really fun. Because if you know, like, the correlation of colors with chakras, let's say, that's connected to the third eye. visions, seeing into the future, understanding the present, that kind of thing. And so they show Betty in purple, and then what draws her in is the eye, of OA, and she ends up participating. I like those fun little layers that they give us.
That was a lot of cool stuff. Like, did you go and look up Katoon?
I did.
I'm asking the
Critter,
you know who we're talking about? In episode 1, or is it 1 or 2, when she goes underwater, and that lady pulls her up she comes up into this box of galaxies or whatever, and she's talking to her. She goes, and she calls her Katoon.
Oh, I did not look that up.
Yeah, it calls her Katoon, and she goes, to be who you truly are, and she goes, who am I? She goes, you are the original.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Also, there's something really cool if you look at, I want to bring up picture, I think it's OA_2 or 3. It's that lady. You'll see who it is.
Oh,
that lady.
Okay. The universe all around.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to change this zoom.
And this is something that I caught this time around that I never saw in the.
I can't believe you missed it the first time.
Really?
I'm shocked. Yes.
Did you know about it? Damn it.
Yes. I've added an image that breaks down the braille on her face.
Oh, thank God! Yeah,
she's got braille on her. Oh,
yeah,
she has braille on her face,
and so does her dad when he finally.
Looks the image I add has both of them, and I looked up what they are too.
If you go to the left, so if you drag that image, so we see her right shoulder.
You can right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to see her. Like the right side of the image.
There is no. It's a vertical image. What do you mean the right?
Oh, then yeah. There you go. That's perfect right there.
Okay.
That shawl that she's wearing that's coming over her right shoulder looks like wings. You've got the wing, the top feathers, and then at the bottom you see the elongated feathers. So I never grasped that the first time. I just thought she was wearing, some kind of shawl or whatever, and you don't see the other wing. You only see the one.
Yeah, I didn't notice that at all. I just thought she was wearing some kind of like wool, top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
So
She's definitely otherworldly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She doesn't look like any angel type being that you would imagine normally. You know what I mean? It's not your typical image of an angel, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I looked up what the Braille says. And I found a couple of different ways to translate it. Let's see, who if, or angel, or shepherd. Let's see, as the angel. And on her chin, it says good or in fact. And on her head, not at all. These are rough translations, obviously. Sure. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I don't know what it says on the father's head though.
It was very quick. I was but I did notice it was on there. It's just really cool the way they've depicted this whole
moment
area or
Mm-hmm. So what do you think's happening here, Critter? What do you think's going on?
Like when the first time?
Let's start with the first time when she's a little girl and she arrives and Katoon is there.
Love it.
Yeah. I guess because she was already experiencing like the nosebleeds and stuff, right? Yeah. Or like,
and dreams, I think.
And dreams. So I thought there was something particularly special, about her. Like she is some kind of, I don't know, magical being, prophet, whatever. Like somebody who's more likely to be able to access and commune with like otherworldly beings or like like celestial beings, I guess, because not everybody gets to come back from near-death experiences, right? And so in the first one I just thought like it sounded like the lady. Is her name Katoon? What's
Katoon? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The lady wanted her to stay. She's like, yeah, just come stay with me, whatever. And the girl wanted to go back. And so it's almost like she's got a calling that she sees for herself or like feels in her bones or whatever. And she just knew that her job wasn't done. And then the second time...
I love that, by the way. Great job. That's great.
And the second time, same vibes, kind of. Like she... she had the friends back. Like the first time it was like her dad was there, but the second time her friends are relying on her, and she has I think she just thinks she has a calling, and so she went back. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I got.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And is starting to translate in the chat, so we'll see what comes up. And Max Soa said that they love that they have almost enough Arabic knowledge to understand what Khatun is saying in that scene. So that's cool. Yeah, no, the whole Khatun, when I looked up Khatun, it also came up with the only person was one of Genghis Khan's wives, I think.
Okay.
Which was interesting. But the scene itself, even watching it now, it almost felt like, to me, like the scene in Moon Knight where he dies and they're about to weigh his soul. You know what I mean? That this was a place where that was going to happen. You either come or you stay, but if you stay, you know, there's going to be a price to pay for that. It's not going to be easy.
Okay, we're getting this translation, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
so Lance
really well
got it. Forgive my German, but in German it's Schrie hörte mich denn aus der Engelordnungen, and then it translates to "Who, if I cried out, would hear me among the hierarchies of angels."
Oh my god, that's so cool!
I just got goosebumps. Like, whoa!
Oh, it's a Rilke poem.
Yeah, and then Max Silva weighed in that it's a Rilke poem.
I did not know that.
Go look that up now. Thank you.
We're learning things. That's fun.
I love that. Might need to make a little note real quick.
And so again, forgive me for my German. I've only taken one semester.
Better than
you did really well, and I lived there. God, you did a great job.
He's saying that, or Max is saying that Khatun can be a title as well as a name. So I didn't find anything, but I did a real cursory glance. I figured it would pop up immediately, and that was not the case.
Fair.
Khatun, Rilke.
Well, that's neat.
So the vibe I got with Khatun, and both times kind of giving her an option to go back, it totally makes me think of being tempted, basically.
Yeah.
With an easier path. Like the easier path is to stay and to not try. And someone who's worthy would not necessarily take the easier path if they knew they had a mission or a goal or something they cared about.
Yeah.
You know, they would decide to take the not easy path.
Yeah.
And each time she did that, you know, throughout her life, and we're going to see how that plays out, I think.
Yeah, I keep debating, like, is this girl truly like gifted, or is she just not connected to reality? Or
I mean,
is it a bit
they
of
accuse her of
both?
having psychosis
Yeah.
and or on medication. Yeah.
Or remember, she was in that car accident, or she could have hit her head and gone blind, and then when what's his face hit her in the head again,
just reversed it. Purely scientific explanation.
I mean,
you're right.
It's a story plot. But I mean, so it could either be. It's weird because it almost feels like the first time I watched it, I was thinking maybe she's in a coma and this is all just some kind of crazy thing in her head.
Right? Oh, I hate that. I hope that's not it.
At this point, 4 episodes in,
I'm not saying if that's it or not. I said I when I first watched it, that's one of the things that popped in my head. You know, watching it now, it doesn't make sense because it's kind of silly, you know, bonk bonk kind of thing. But it's really interesting that there are so many other explanations for what she's doing. I mean, we can't even tell at this point whether she's telling the truth or not.
I know. That's my next question for Kritter is, do you believe her? What she's saying, this wild story of a man finding her in the tunnels, playing her violin and kidnapping her, you know, and everything she's experienced.
I tell you what, like, I definitely would have been doing what the 5 were doing, or at least the couple of boys where they're like trying to research and like check up on her story, and they found a bus accident, right? So I'm like, okay, you know, the more I found that corroborated her story, the more I'd be like, this is fun. And if nothing else, it's a fun story, so I want to, you know, listen to it till the end, basically. Whether I believe all of it, you know, like whenever she told them her conclusion that they were angels and all that stuff, that at that point I might be like, I love that you made that conclusion for yourself, but let's
So sweet.
Live your truth.
Yeah, live your truth, but I'm not sure. So yeah, there's some stuff that I'm like, it's a cool story. It's a really cool, and so far it totally checks out. But there's just some stuff that I'm like, I'm one of those that's like, there's got to be a real explanation. Like not real, sorry. Real's the wrong word. A scientific explanation for this. And I don't know.
So you like Hap then? What Hap's doing?
Oh my God. Hap is, first of all, we give a round of applause for Hap and Jason Isaacs.
Jason Isaacs. Yeah. He's, let me
he is such a good actor.
He's great.
For the acting, sure.
Oh, she's like, whatever. What else has he done that he was good? Oh, he was Papa Malfoy.
He was Papa Malfoy.
He was a charmer in that. Oh, wait, he was an English officer in The Patriot. He was a charmer in that.
He's never a good guy. Oh, that's not true. He might be a good guy sometimes.
I'm trying to think. I know he's played something good. I just don't know what it is.
That would be interesting to know.
If anyone in the chat knows if Jason Isaacs has been a good guy in anything, let us know. But no, I don't like.
Here, he thinks he's a good guy.
This does not make me like him. Jason Isaacs is in it. You should watch it. And we're not spoiling much because I don't know anything, and we've only watched the first 4 episodes. So now is the time to catch up. Yeah, no, I am not sympathetic to him. I love the fact that he is doing this. No. Take it back.
I get it. I get what you're saying.
I take it back.
But no.
His curiosity, his like desire to know what happens after you die, all of that, totally understandable.
Who doesn't want to know?
His methods.
Doesn't want to.
0 out of 10. Negative 70 out of 10. Like you can't kidnap people. Like honestly, I feel like there are some people who would be not where you're not
100%.
Kidnapping people and like.
Oh, she froze. That's a 7.
Oh my God! Really? Am I back? Please tell me when I come
back.
back.
You're back.
Great.
You're back.
Anyway, so yeah, he's got
wonderful though.
I love it. I love this. Just trust me. Like I tried to, after my internet came back last night, I tried to play Call of Duty and it lasted 10 minutes because I had such packet loss that it was unplayable. Yes. So I was like, that's probably what's happening here. Is I'm still getting packet loss.
Sounds to me like somebody's got to get good.
I'm working on it. Oh yeah, sure. I just got to get good.
It's my packet loss.
Yeah, it was definitely my packet loss. Anyways, no, like honestly.
So you get what he's doing. You get what Happy's doing. Yeah.
One of my biggest anxieties in life is death. Well, ironically, and so absolutely, I have that same curiosity, but I'm not gonna go kidnap people and kill them and bring them back to life. Like.
I'm really glad to hear that, Kritter.
Like he was so good at it.
Oh man, they just went totally willingly. Like just
he just walked up to her, and next thing you know, she's on a fucking plane.
Well, he like wined and dined her. Okay, she'd never had oysters before. Like,
but she wanted the fries. Let's be honest. It was the fries.
Like fair. Nick Nicoluffy says he played the bad guy in Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance. We're looking for any time he plays a good guy.
Good guy, yeah, not a bad guy.
But thank you for weighing in. Thank you for weighing in.
Wait, there's a question for us.
Oh.
For Ta'veren and Winespring about episode 3, but not sure if Kritter should hear it.
I'll just
ask the question and.
Oh yeah, I won't look at the chat, and then they can navigate it however they want.
Yeah, go ahead and ask the question in chat, and we'll tell you if we can cover it or not.
Okay.
Or if we can do it without spoiling anything.
Yeah, I will say that like by the end of the 4 episodes. I was at first kind of like because of the subject matter and like the like
what is this? Wait, what is this?
Yeah, what was that?
What is this? Tell me what this is. What is Kritter talk for this?
Just like I don't want to be like mean, but it's like
mean. Be
spiritual, like
yes, it's heavy.
Yeah,
it's so heavy.
It's very loosey goosey is the wrong word, but it's like it's very much like the universe and the vibes and
it's
angels.
Like a chaotic mess of a bunch of different religions.
It is. It's like
it is.
It's a lot. It's an amalgamation of nonsense for a while, and then But by the end of the 4 episodes, I was like, but do I want to keep watching? 1,000%. So that's
the intrigue of it all.
It's the intrigue. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally get that.
So
Not yet.
Story that kind of reminds me of 1001
Don't
Nights
say it out
and-
loud, Tavern. Jesus.
No, that's not the question.
Oh, okay.
This is from Max Silva. Says, I love how this show thematizes storytelling. Kind of reminds me of 1001 Nights in that vein. What effect is her storytelling having, regardless of whether it's true or not? Exactly.
She's a great storyteller.
She's spinning. She is spinning a yarn, man. That is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got them coming back.
Yeah.
Not only does it have them coming back, it's got them behaving in manners that they don't normally behave in.
And it's not just children; it's an adult too.
Yeah.
It's walking right into that web.
And they're becoming,
and they touch on it a little bit with that scene when the author is at the dinner table with them, and she talks about how storytelling can bring healing and feel like closure, and you can close the book and that kind of thing. And that's a little bit of what she's doing here.
Yeah. And Lanfear's Bow, to answer that without spoiling anything, that's the video the clip that I have that we're not going to watch until the next show.
Right before streaming, we talked about that exact thing. Amazing.
So yeah, that's exactly what we talked about. Yeah.
Like during the first watch, that moment seems like Prairie is having a bit of an anxiety attack. Yeah, a bit of a panic attack until you kind of know what's happening, and it's like, oh, deep.
Yeah.
Don't say too much.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. All right.
Yeah. We'll definitely revisit that on our next episode. I think we'll have the opportunity to talk about that.
Kritter, where do you think they are?
In the cabin, in the guy's house?
Yeah. Where do you think that's? I don't know if I think that gets covered at some point, but I don't remember.
Well, they're next to a quarry.
Yeah, they're next to a huge mine. Yeah.
Refueled two times on a single engine plane, personal plane.
From New York.
From New York.
And gosh, I'm trying to remember what the environment looked like now. She was in the woods.
It was kind of woodsy,
and I forgot to mention
mine
this.
was terracotta-ish.
But the setting of the setting of her like house and stuff is like Missouri, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not unlike
So that was fun.
It's meant to be. The universe wanted you to watch this.
It did. It did. It did.
Leave your door open.
Leave your door.
Nope. She's like, nope.
So I don't know. I might guess.
She didn't even laugh at us. She didn't even laugh.
She looked at us like we're insane.
I'm not gonna leave my door open.
Did you hear the word Missouri?
By the end of season 2, she's gonna leave that door open.
Maybe I will. So if I didn't know, I mean, Missouri has a lot of quarries. So that would be I honestly don't know how far prop planes could fly. So I'm completely spitballing, but I would say like Missouri or Arkansas, if assuming that that's how far prop planes can fly on 2 refillings, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping they say it. I don't recall if they say it or not. I was just curious what your take on it was, but yeah, that sounds pretty accurate.
Or if we're looking for something super remote, I don't know how much mining goes on there, but you could go Canada, and the only reason I think Canada is because of Yellow Jackets, because they also are like unfindable where they are because they're in the middle of nowhere, Canada.
No, yeah,
so.
In Canada.
Winespring.
So let's talk about that moment that builds for quite some time with the OA and Hap. We see her attempt to overtake him with the soup, the beet soup.
The soup.
And that does not go well. And then we see her take that moment and shove him down the stairs and take off being blind.
Yeah.
Unable to see. I mean, talk about, just strength.
I don't think bravery is in question here. Yeah.
She was determined. So I just want to hear a little bit about what you experienced, like watching that.
A lot of satisfaction, I love when somebody has a plan, like, and isn't just helpless. And so the fact that he was using her or like giving her special privileges because of her disability, and that she like turned it on its head and used it against him was very satisfying. I was concerned for her because she took a bite of the soup, and I was like, girlfriend, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like,
what do you do? What do you do in that moment?
You're right. And so I was wondering, like, why didn't she go down after because she didn't go down after that, right? Like, it seemingly didn't affect her.
I
wasn't strong enough, I'm guessing.
I was thinking that when she got her spoonful, that she got the chunks.
The fat on top,
soup.
even?
No, the chunks, not even the soup. She got the
not the liquid part.
Not the broth part, but yeah. And maybe the stuff was more in the soup because he was just scooping up. He took a couple of scoops. She just took a very small one, and then he went into his little attack, which was
because of tomatoes, not because
which was so interesting.
Talk about how they screwed with our minds because he goes into this thing like she's got him.
Nailed it.
Nope. Wrong thing. God.
Well, and also
she could have had him though.
Yes.
Like, in those moments.
She could have, but also like thank God because he had a good point. The people would be trapped down there because they didn't have. Although, like in my mind, I'm like they could get in. Like if she reported him to the police, like they could find a way to get in there, through the door, presumably.
Yeah, but how? Yeah, they'd have to figure out how or where she came from though, because she wouldn't be able to tell them where they came from
because she's blind. Yeah,
that's tough. That's a tough one. But
I mean, she could like get mail. There are
which they did. They
got
found mail somehow.
And so there's a lot of things that I'm like, ooh, I would have done it slightly differently, but I loved the plan. It was a really good plan. Nerve-wracking, obviously, the vacuuming and everything.
Usually.
Vacuums sound different when they're upright.
Oh man.
Ooh, high anxiety. High anxiety.
So much anxiety.
Yeah. And then when she pushed him down the stairs, I thought, ooh, I get running away, but I might have tried to just finish him off in a weakened state.
Yeah.
Like that probably would have been my choice. But again, she was blind, so that's like really rough. Right?
Yeah. No,
at the time, she was blind. Yeah,
she was blind.
100%.
Right, because then she gets unblind after he hits her.
I also love the fact that she's still playing blind.
Amazing.
Smart.
Amazing to watch.
So brilliant.
And that she hasn't given it away, and nobody else has given it away either.
Yes. They are really paying attention, making their choices, which is the intrigue and the layers are just stunning to watch.
So Beth Varner says that he wasn't a bad guy in Mass. I don't know that I've seen that.
Mass? Which one's
Mass?
You did some Googling, didn't you, Beth?
I mean, well done. Well done. But
thank you.
All right, what do you think about, before we get into the cave people, although we're kind of there. No, let's talk about the cave people. We can go back to her parents. Because they have all kind of weird vibes going on.
The cave people?
The people that are in the cave with her.
Was it Rachel, Homer, and...
I don't think of that as a cave. I think of it as a dungeon. Or a lab. I was like, did I miss a scene?
It's not Sam, is it? No.
No, Rachel, Homer, and... Scott.
Scott.
Yeah, I have it written down. Yeah, Scott.
All right, so what did you think about... Let's start with Scott first.
Scott was the guy
hippie one.
The hippie
guy.
Hippie
I don't know what his disease is. Do you guys recognize that?
He didn't have a disease. He was a junkie. He was a druggie that willingly got into a car with him.
No,
but he lifts his shirt and you see all the red patches.
I assume that meant he has some
shooting up.
No, that's not. It's definitely a disease.
Because
type of.
Are you sure? Because he said he had been sober and he was happy to. He's almost like he's happy to be there because he's sober.
No, because he in the final episode, which I rewatched the last 30 minutes of the final episode just so I could remember how it ended. Yeah. But he showed them the pock marks or whatever they were and said like, you all are in here healthy. I'm not, basically suggesting that his disease is going to kill him.
Well, then it's got to be. I would think these pock marks like that is like chicken pox or measles, maybe.
I don't know. I was thinking if he is a junkie, it could be AIDS or.
I was thinking it was something like that.
Yeah.
But...
I think maybe I don't know. I didn't even put that together. I just thought he had shot himself up because I was focusing on the fact that he was sober.
Yeah.
And when he said. Try being in here sick, to my brain is thinking he went through the DTs inside this cell,
Yeah, it's my understanding he has a terminal illness based on what I saw.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. I didn't even catch that, so good catch.
So, yeah, he seems like he's got a bad attitude, but has kind of a reason to have a bad attitude.
Withdrawals?
Yeah, like withdrawals, like doom.
We don't know how long he's been there yet.
Right.
Yeah, I wonder which one's the first one.
I don't know. Who got there first.
Yeah.
All right, Rachel.
And then Rachel.
I don't have a lot from her. She's got a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
I can't really remember much about her anything I love her willingness to help them with the experiment. So that's just a sign of a good person, flexible, strong,
Didn't she
whatever
have
that means.
She have a sister, or was it
It was a brother, little brother.
Brother that
Mhm.
that was hurt or something
in a car accident that she thinks she caused, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. That's
okay.
what her song was about.
Yeah, and then
Homer. We think about Homer.
Who
And we hear
is-
about Homer from the OA throughout. you know,
Yeah.
When she's escaped.
She does seem very
almost
fixated on him.
fixated. Yeah.
Wow, look at us. Same word.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I agree. She's very fixated on him, which is interesting because I didn't expect him to like have a baby mama and a kid and all that stuff that he was like
Right? Surprise!
really intense about. And so in my mind, she like loved him romantically. And now I'm just like not sure exactly what the vibe is.
Could just be a friend love.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
it could be a platonic
But Homer
love.
only
An
ever
intense
talks about the
friend love.
kid. He's not really talking about the
Mm-mm.
baby mama. He talks about the
Yeah.
kid. So
It's
maybe there's
true.
no romantic involvement with the kid, and he just got her pregnant. But he wants to prove that he's going to be there for the child.
It could be.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's funny when she starts describing when she first says that she can see, and she's like, "You're an angel because of your voice or your heart or whatever. You're an angel because those plants are still alive.
Because I hear you talk to them at night.
Yeah,
We love
so
that.
so that they can grow."
Yes.
And then he goes, "And your eyes are so green because you're honest, because you're so honest."
Chills.
Yeah,
Chills hearing it
it's
again.
crazy.
I love it.
Also, the other two pictures that I have in the thingy show little hints at things that are hidden, and I'm going to keep looking out for more of them. I didn't go back to look again.
Describe them. Which one?
There's
what
one
are you
of
looking
Betty. There's one of Betty, and then there's one of Homer in the contraption that that Hap has that he experiments on him. And they're basically OA 3 and 4, I think.
Betty.
Is the it should be OA _ 3 and 4.
Okay, I've got. Oh, there she is. Yeah. Sorry, it was a really dark photo, so I couldn't identify.
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
Brr, I've got to fix
Yeah,
it.
who added these silly small dark photos?
No, this one's mine.
No, that
This
one says. Hold on, got to anchor the background. Everything
not
is
small.
chaos.
It was both of us.
There's Betty, very, very dark. What's up with Betty? What are we looking for here?
You gotta blow that open. Oh, yeah, I see.
It
you.
is.
Never mind.
It is blown
There's a
open.
delay. Sorry.
It's okay.
Go
This is
above her head.
impressive.
Yeah, I'm seeing. I figured that's what you were going for.
Yeah, go above her head.
pretty.
Yeah. It's a good shot.
Mhm.
So are you thinking Betty's an angel too? Is that the vibe?
They keep it's a recurring theme throughout the show. You see little rings of light all over the damn place. They're like
Yes.
halos freaking everywhere.
Have you noticed at the end of each episode, the halo is different and changing?
Yeah.
And it's morphing into something a little bit like what Betty has here, I think.
Yeah, it's freaking
Turning
crazy.
on its side.
Yeah, it's so cool. And the little lights that they've had, like her stepdad had on his desk, is one of those little hobby lights that was a perfect glowing halo. And then
Yeah.
there was another one in another scene. The other picture that I have of Homer inside the contraption, the ring, the thing that they put on his head, a lot of times in medicine they call those halos. Like when they strap you in after an accident and they bolt the thing, it's called a halo.
Wow.
So yeah, there's just little things all over the friggin' place.
Well, and it literally in this image, like it's a float hanging above him right here, and
Yeah.
it just looks
Mhm.
like a little halo, like the
And-
little
and
bottom
he's
ring.
it's almost like he's on a cross, which is, I mean, I'm not trying to be sacrilegious, but
It does kind of
he's
look
got
like
his-
he's on a cross,
yeah.
whether that was intentional or not.
yeah.
How terrifying.
Dude,
God,
oh my god.
Just
And
rough.
speaking of bravery,
Yeah,
dude's doing it awake.
Over and
that's the
over
guy.
and over
Yeah,
again.
he's.
Oh
I
my
got, I've
God.
got mad respect for him for sure.
But he's
Yeah.
they're giving him dragon's breath, so he's still not remembering it for a year or something?
No, it was 3 years.
3 years?
3
Like,
years.
of doing this and not
Because
remembering?
Well, he
because
remembers
what's-his-face-
before it gets administered, right?
Yeah.
So, like,
Mhm.
the longer he lasts, he remembers all of that, but he didn't
Mhm.
ever remember what it was like to be dead
Until-
until
Okay,
episode 4.
Talk about that. So let's talk about that. So he is
Yeah.
falling through. He's crawling around. There's a hand.
He's being
He's
chased.
falling through. He's being chased. He's wearing yellow, I believe.
Oh,
I don't remember the
didn't
color,
even
but
think about
Yellow
that.
jacket. I think I put an image.
Oh, yeah,
He's
there's an
looking.
image.
He's
Pull it up.
doing what Prairie said to find something living and consume
Find something living and consume it. Yeah. So Critter, do you remember what Prairie consumed from Katoon?
It was a bird, right?
Yep.
A bird.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
So what birds are symbols of what? Peace, I believe.
Oh, like doves. Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
freedom,
peace,
but yeah.
freedom, direction.
Yeah.
And then he consumes a sea creature.
A
That's
barnacle.
fish.
That is not
No,
what I
no,
would
it
have
was
picked.
It was
Right?
a sea anemone or whatever.
Yeah, it was a
sea
barnacle.
creature.
Like,
Yeah, it was one of those.
of all the things that were in there, I was like, you pick that?
It was the quickest thing he could catch. That
I
wasn't
get it.
moving.
I get
alive, but totally a fish,
Yeah, it was gross as shit. But yeah.
And how is Hap killing him over and over again? With water?
Drowning him.
Yep.
Drowning him. So that's very interesting psychological choice, I thought, and what he's visualizing.
And it was interesting to
or
me because
experiencing.
a lot of people have recurring being chased dreams. And so it's like, where is the gap between your near death / post death experience and your dreams? Are they connected in any way?
And your brain is still maybe having activity, even though your heart has stopped. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So he's been drowned over and over and over again for years. And so what does he find? An aquarium.
Right.
He finds an
makes
aquarium
sense.
and consumes something, that has the ability to breathe underwater.
Also, there's a very quick scene, and this actually goes back to French, but there's a very quick scene in which French looks up at a mirror and Homer's face is sitting there. I don't know if you caught that. It's like a split.
When is this?
Oh, my God. It's
Someone need a photo or
all right, I'll look it up.
Pixar, it didn't happen, Tavern.
Yeah.
All right, I'll look it up.
Because that's really interesting.
Yeah,
but it was
I
like
didn't
this
notice.
really weird thing. But so the big thing about this is whether it's Homer or Prairie or quite a few of the other people, they end up in very white, very bright places.
Yeah.
There's
Prairie's
a lot.
was like blinding.
Anywhere, like wherever Prairie goes, it's like white. It's crazy. And I love the fact that her eyebrows are so light that you can't barely see them. It gives her, I mean, she's beautiful. It just gives her this unique, interesting look.
Yes.
That's just, and it fits the character. Oh my God, it fits the character perfectly.
Almost angelic.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it.
Interesting. So, I mean, there is a bit of a correlation between the 3 other people in the cage downstairs in the cave and the 5 that she's gathered also. Like when you look at their lives and who they are and you think about angels, I don't know about you guys, but angels are supposed to be like all perfect and stuff, living these perfect, peaceful lives.
Stop it.
But right? I'm sorry. Sorry, Zaddy. My bad.
God damn it.
So
Sorry.
You see you see that they haven't, like, they're just people living lives, on both ends. And I kind of love that. I want to point that out before we moved on.
Nope. It's beautiful pointing out. I'm not talking.
Yeah, don't throw a fit.
Right now. So rude. No, it's really cool. And it's weird because you have a jock, which is Homer, and you have a jock, which is French, right? You have a singer. So pay attention to that too. It's, to me, it's just something that I found interesting. I picked it up on it last night and I was like, that's interesting that they are very similar.
In so many ways.
Yeah, because you have Jesse, who's kind of a druggie, and you have Scott, who's kind of a druggie.
Yeah.
You have the one, Rachel, who's a singer. I don't know if there's anybody that sings in the group that I can't remember.
Well, I guess no, but didn't you say that she had a brother that died?
Who, Rachel?
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Oh,
Betty
my God,
did
that was
too.
the other thing. She explained that her brother died in a car crash.
Yes. Yeah.
And it was very similar to how Nina and the crash that Nina was in. And I was like, I started having to think about, did they ever touch on whether that, because it was very similar. It was almost eerie how similar their experience was.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. But true. So yeah, there's definitely some parallels between them that I didn't really even think about, but they're right there. So yeah, it makes sense.
No, there's some really cool stuff. I love this show. There's so many hidden things. Trying to think what else.
Well, at the very end, okay, like I don't know how much more you have for me, but I do want to talk about, because I just watched it because I wanted to remember how it ended. His his hand movements or whatever. Like the dude has like a seizure. Not Rowan. What's his name? Homer has like some kind of thing. And
does he go like
yeah,
that?
like some kind of his hands are moving, and Nina, or the OA, whatever you want to call her, is just like kind of excited about what she's seeing. And I'm like, why?
Did you not pick up on why she? Okay, back up to when.
Go slow, Tavern.
No, I'm gonna be very so. Right before he does that, when she wakes up,
did she do the same thing?
Smacked in the head.
Did she do the same thing? And I forgot.
She does something similar.
Oh, I forgot that then. Okay.
And that will lead to the video that we have to show.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
So, and that will answer quite a few of your questions once you figure out what's going on with that. Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be I'm excited for you. It's really cool.
I am also intrigued by Jason Isaacs making the comment that I think it was in the recording that what's his face Homer saw in the experiment booth or whatever, that there are like certain people who are more inclined to come back from the dead and have like near death experiences or whatever, and that they're way more likely to come back, and so that's who he just decided to focus on. And so of course in my mind I'm like, so what is it about them? Is it like, at first I thought Nina was like special, blessed, whatever, because she was having visions and nosebleeds and all that stuff, but do Homer and Rachel and Zach or whatever their names are, Scott, thanks, do they all have do they all have that too, or is she just extra special? There's a lot of questions that I have about the mechanics of it all. Why are these people #blessed in the way that they are?
So blessed they're in a cage.
Right.
Yeah. And what makes her the original? I mean,
I was like, the original what? I was watching, it was like, the original what? What are we talking about here?
Yeah.
And of course I'm thinking, is that the O in OA is original? Oh, Angel? Wait, I just know. That can't be it. That's not it, really.
You're so funny.
I guess not. We'll see.
So something I was thinking about too, I noticed that it was just a few moments, I believe, before Homer woke up, does his, deep breath that he does. We hear about, I'm trying to remember if it's Homer tells the OA about a coach that he had, and how you don't know anything truly until your body knows and believes it. Yeah. And so when we see Prairie wake up, and it seems like her body knows something now, and then we see Homer wake up, and it seems like his body just knows something now. I found that extremely intriguing. That did not pick up, that vibe at all the first time that I watched, or that line, or how those really feed into each other.
Also, I just realized something. What was what were the hand movements that Homer does?
He goes like this, I believe, out. Right?
It's like that or something.
Yeah.
So, like, I was getting robot. I can't remember exactly, but yeah.
It's like lungs breathing, is what it looks like to me.
It almost looked like what he ate, with the little fingers and the tentacles.
Barnacle.
Tentacle hands.
Yeah. It's
maybe.
You're gonna come up with some names next week or next episode. So tentacle hands you might enjoy that.
It might work.
Okay. We'll see.
But it's really so far interesting. Like I said, I wanted to get back to her step parents and
adoptive parents.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, her adoptive parents. That's not step, isn't it?
That's not step.
That's just parents.
You're right. Yeah, that's true. Parents. You're right. It seems like he is more accepting and more willing, and she is more paranoid and more apt to listen to like the FBI or this or that. Like there's a weird
balance.
In the house. There's a very weird balance in the house.
Yeah.
How do you
where
feel
they're doing
about them?
stuff for the first time they hadn't done in a while? That whole scene.
That was funny.
I was like, all right, y'all.
That was pretty damn hilarious. It's Ta'veren. I'm telling you, it's Ta'veren.
Bringing it home for everybody.
I
Neighbor's
think
kid got married to the cat down the street.
Oh my god.
I guess I grew up in a house that it felt more like my mom was always worried about stuff and my dad was more like, like, it'll be fine. Like, let's
a good balance.
Yeah. And so, and like, that's not exactly true. Like, they were different about different things, but I guess I could see a dynamic where the dad is more like, this is what we're dealing with. And so let's just support our kid and not worry. And the mom is more like, practically, we need to worry for these reasons. You know what I mean? And so I think they both
look at
have,
the choices she's making.
Yeah. I think they both have like reasonable. I think a balance, like a combo of their strategies would be the ideal situation.
Well, and it seems to work. I mean, they get her into counseling with that FBI agent. They get her there, and that I thought the counseling session was phenomenal.
Yeah.
He let her guide that session. He let her walk away when she wanted. Just validated her the whole time. I thought they did a great job portraying like victim care, from the FBI,
I agree. And I get the moms being like, it sounds like the book thing would be therapeutic and also financially helpful.
Need money.
And so like, I get it. Like, I totally understand why she would think that.
So, okay. So what do you think about the book writer? Do you think she's just an opportunist or do you think she really cares? Because it seems like she's going from victim to victim.
Oh, I mean, I am a very cynical person. So I think thing number one is
Tell
that
us more.
I think thing number one is that she sees a paycheck, like for sure.
Yeah.
And thing number two is like, this is the way I'm going to get you to give me that paycheck is to tell you that this would be therapeutic for you. I really don't think she cares that much about the victims, but again, I'm very cynical.
Yeah, she spun a really good, tale to get them to agree with her. Holy shit.
Yeah.
And I love that actress too. She's so cool.
Oh, she's great. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
She did very well.
Yeah. Yeah. So far, even the newcomers that I don't, that I didn't recognize and I haven't really seen in other stuff since. Phenomenal job on this show.
Right?
Oh, the acting's been great.
Yeah. Super, super stellar.
Lanfear's asking, does Rachel put off sus vibes to you? Rachel is the girl in the dungeon.
The cell. Yeah.
That sings, yes.
I don't know. I guess I just she didn't ping me that much. Like I didn't pay that much attention to her for some reason.
Oh yeah, there was Braille on the FBI wall.
I didn't.
Damn it. This she goes, clickety click, clickety click, 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 click.
Here I go. That was very interesting. I missed that actually. So I would love to see that.
But yeah, I mean, so overall, first 4 episodes. What are you rating it at so far?
Rating? Oh, I hate number ratings.
Oh, and we
don't
should.
have to rate it
Are
with
we
numbers?
putting them in order?
No, they all blend
let's
together.
not order
I
them.
can't.
Let's do it. Now we have to.
I
don't know,
can't.
maybe
I
we
don't. I
have
wouldn't
to.
even know. I don't even know what happened in each. Like I wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Okay.
Like
Not gonna force you.
I'd have to look
No,
at the
it's-
synopsis to do that.
Yeah, I'm just
Gotcha.
trying to get an
I mean, I can
overall
read it to you.
impression
I'm ready.
of the first 4 episodes. Like, compared
as-
to what you thought coming in to where you're at now.
So
It says Rachel. What? Did you see that? Lanfear's bow. The braille on the FBI wall says Rachel.
What?
What?
Look at her
Where
face.
is it on the wall?
Look at
What?
her face.
I put that photo in.
Color me
uh,
intrigued.
Is Rachel the drama?
Oh yeah, I think Rachel might be the drama. Let me the
Rachel's
photo of
the
the
damn
FBI
drama.
agent's office I've got.
I did, but it's so
Teensy
small.
weensy
I
little
think.
baby
I'm
photo.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't think there's braille
I don't
in
even see it
this
on
photo.
there.
Yeah.
I'll find it and I'll put it up. We'll put a
Okay.
post on X or something about it.
Cool.
Nicely
So
done.
yeah, as I said before, I was skeptical because I wasn't sure what it was about. And honestly, and don't get mad at him for this, but Mr. Kritter said he wasn't sure if I would like it given the subject matter. Because as I said, one of the great anxieties of my life has been like death, right? And so he was worried that it was gonna like really I think maybe for the first time he said the word trigger, that it might trigger me. And I didn't find that it did. It's
Oh, good.
it's
Yeah.
those words that I can't come up with, it's like enough that it didn't bother me at all because it just felt more like an interesting take on it, and it's less focused on the death part of it all, right? And so the of it all had me skeptical at the beginning, and then as time went by, I think thanks to the phenomenal storytelling, the great acting, and the fact that the story itself is very intriguing, I'm invested. Like, I want to see what happens next. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I am really enjoying it.
And it's weird because it delivers it in almost like a snail's pace, kind of like some of the scenes are so slow.
It trickles it out, yeah.
But every one of them is an impact. It's like bam, bam. You're like, holy, you get just chock-fulls of information every snippet, and you're like, damn.
Well, and sometimes the faucet just turns on, and you get a flood. Like at the end of episode 1, when they're like, by the way, we're in Russia, and then you get like the whole thing, and you're like, what? What did I just watch? You know what I mean? So
I love how the fact that you went through like 30, 40 minutes of episode, and then it says presents.
Yeah, I was like, what is happening? Very strange.
God, that's the longest cold open ever. It was longer than Nynaeve's test.
The longest cold open ever. I just want to give a shout out to Caleb in chat. Hey, thanks for setting us on this path.
What's up, Caleb?
They brought it up on X, and it was like, well, we should do this show because it's delicious. Yes. So when you went in to watch it, Kritter, you didn't know anything about it at all.
Literally,
or what
zero.
Did you know?
Nothing.
Literally, like it was sci-fi. Is that even what it's considered? Like
I don't even know if it's sci-fi. I honestly thought we were about to watch, and I believe now, like the the Lady Hulk show. What? Oh my God, what is it?
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk. Thank you.
The Lady Hulk show.
The girl in that is in a show that I had heard was like really bizarre and weird and crazy, and now I know that's called Orphan Black.
Oh yeah.
And in my brain, when you said we were going to watch the OA, I thought we were going to watch that show because they just.
You were very surprised.
I know. I didn't know anything. I didn't know Jason Isaacs was in it. I didn't know
Herschel,
genre.
Herschel from The Walking Dead. We might as well call him that.
Herschel?
Was it Herschel? Yeah, it was we just lost Winespring.
Okay. We'll be fine. Everything's fine. Let's see.
You froze for a second. There she is.
Bringing her back. Okay. This might be a sign that we're almost done tonight.
Yeah, we're almost done. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah,
in the show. His
what?
name Abel. That is quite lovely.
Oh yeah. Yeah, his name is Abel. No shit.
That's a whole vibe there with Abel.
Cain and Abel.
Cain and Abel.
Yeah, Abel. There's a lot of
references from all over
a lot
the
of
place.
spiritual references from several different religions, which is really cool.
Oh no. Okay, hopefully they come back. We're gonna have to wrap up stream here, assuming it's not already gone. Okay, they're back. We're coming. Here we go. Winespring Tavern. It's about time to wrap up.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome back to our dimension where we are discussing the OA season 1 episode.
That's the original Winespring and the original Kritter.
Yep. And the original tavern. Okay, so I think my internet's going crazy, so I think it's about time for final thoughts before we just die. So tavern.
We're not gonna die though. We're just watching a show about death.
And hopefully we're the people that have near-death experiences and can come back all the time, right?
We'll talk about it next time.
We'll talk about that next time. All right, Tavern, let's get your final thoughts.
Love this show. I honestly forgot how amazing it was. I always remembered it being a really good show, but watching this, I got hooked in episode 1 all over again. Seeing the first 10, 15 seconds, I was like, yep, that's why I watched the rest of it right there. I am so excited for you to get the second half of this season because so much amazing shit happens. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get your reactions. It's going to be great.
I'm also excited.
I kind of want to watch it with you.
I thought about doing
the whole time.
We'll do it live.
I thought about doing reactions, but I don't know how Netflix is with like copyright stuff, so I didn't do it. And
the finale, can't wait.
Landfor's asking when next time is. It'll be probably 4 weeks. That's kind of the trajectory that we're on.
Yeah.
So it's like 1 episode per week essentially.
Nights Who Say Chill in between.
Yeah, Nights Who Say Chill will be 2 weeks from now, and then next OA to finish out season 1 should be 4 weeks from now, and we'll definitely post about that on the Discord and on social media Winespring, final thoughts.
Okay, so one of my favorite moments from the first 4 episodes is actually when we first meet Prairie, and she says the line, I think she maybe is under the blanket, that very dramatic.
She's covered up, yeah.
Yes, like into her neighborhood. And she's like, that's not your name. Your name is not Prairie. And she is just digging down into what she knows is reality and rejecting what other people are putting on her. I love that moment with her. And it was probably like one that gave me chills. I think I even cried a little bit, even watching it the second time I did, because I just love seeing this person just like, she's just so focused, and
Very
you just
focused.
Yeah, so focused. And we watch how focused, in these 4 episodes, and then it just keeps going. It's a beautiful story. Yeah, so I just really wanted to share my favorite little line, and I can't wait to hear from you about like the rest of your
and
thoughts
later on that scene.
Yeah,
later on that scene
I'll
makes
come up with a word
so
for
much
it.
sense.
Yeah.
Later on that scene makes so much sense.
Yeah, like her insistence
So
on
much
being
sense.
called the OA when I don't know why. That's why what her name. Like you have other I don't want to say real names because that's I don't know, disrespectful. But you have other
like
names.
she's chosen.
Yeah, and so why are you doing that one?
Like if we want to call Buck, and we do, I think her parents were calling her or him Elizabeth. Is that what they
I can't remember.
I
Yeah,
forgot
something
about
like that.
Yeah.
So there's all these little subtle things with names throughout this
Yeah.
show, and so the OA has chosen the OA. So
Yeah.
not
I think it
Nina,
comes down
not
to being
Prairie.
your. Well, no, I can't say that without spoiling, so I'm not going to say it. Never mind.
Yeah,
Your
it's just a
authentic
beautiful
self.
moment.
Let me finish it for
Authentic
you.
self. You're the OS.
You have to work. You have to work on your invisible.
You're invisible. So, I was
No.
going to ask you too. What is the invisible self, Critter?
The
Did you
invisible
pick
self.
on that? Yeah,
No.
like the OA is talking to Steve, I think twice about
Yeah.
how he really needs to find his invisible self.
Because the girl doesn't like him as a boyfriend or whatever, and she goes, "You have to get in touch with your invisible self." And then she says it again to him, and then later on, somebody says something to Steve, and he goes, "Invisible self,"
It's like
and
he
he
got
takes
it.
off.
Oh, I totally that one
It was
that
so
one
good.
escaped me.
It was so
but
good.
now I'm remembering now that you're telling me about it. Yeah, it's I'll keep my eye out for it for the rest of the watch.
We'll bring that up again in 4 weeks.
Okay. I'd say for me, like, I'm glad that we're doing this. It is weird to be the first timer on something. I do that whenever
the vibe girl. Love it.
I do that when Vox Machina comes out, but we don't do streams for that. I only do reactions.
Yeah.
And so the fact that this is like, I'm being asked about my theories and stuff. It's kind of hilarious, actually, because I feel like a little dum-dum. Like I don't know anything, you know what I mean? Like I'm just spitballing here, especially because
You did a great job.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. I do my
Yeah,
best.
you get in that spot where you're like, "God dang it, I'm an intelligent human being.
Yeah.
I know things. Why haven't I figured this out?"
Right.
And they're all outing me on the
Well,
internet.
basically, yeah, it's like for anything that I get wrong, it'll just live on in infamy, which is fine because, of course, like it wouldn't be a good show if I could predict everything, right? Because
But
then
I will say
I
though,
love that point.
if we get reaction shots like the face we got when Lanfear's bow said it says Rachel to the braille, your face was like
Whoa.
like you were like, "Oh, I've got something to chase."
why would he have that name? Yeah, it's interesting.
It was so good.
It's interesting.
that.
So many threads to pull, so many leads to follow. It's a good time so
Yeah.
far. So I'm glad that we picked the show, basically. And that's gonna
We
be
just
it.
have to
Awesome.
watch it unravel, I guess.
I know. And now I can finally watch the next 4 episodes, and I'll probably maybe watch them more than once.
I know, us too.
But I've
Wait,
been,
you
I've been
gonna do it right
waiting. So, what, Tavern?
Yes.
Are you going to jump on it right away?
Once I'm done with
Which
Love is
one?
Blind.
Okay, all right.
Because
I
the
just wanna
Love
see
is
how
Blind
quickly
thing is
you were
more
gonna jump to the
timely.
Next 4 episodes.
Yeah, because I keep almost getting spoiled on Love is Blind stuff on the internet, and I need to
Deja-lu.
not get spoiled. So,
Oh, no.
I just tuned in. What is OA? The OA is an original Netflix series that was canceled after 2 seasons to the dismay of many fans. I have never seen it. Ta'veren and Winespring have, and we just watched the first 4 episodes. So if you want to catch up, we will be watching the next 4 episodes and talking about presumably all of season 1 at the end of the next 4 weeks. So there you go. There you have it.
In a month.
So thank you all for tuning
Dana
in,
Lou.
everyone who's
Hi,
in the
Dana
chat. This was super fun. Hey, Dana Lou. And in 2 weeks from now, the Nights Who Say Chill, our D&D party, will be back on this channel playing D&D. So I hope to see a lot of you there as well. Alrighty. Hashtag what eats. Bye, guys.
Hashtag
What eats?